We are Davey and Erica, an adventurous couple who has taken on the challenge of a lifetime. We are rebuilding a hurricane-damaged catamaran, and we are starting to see progress of all our hard work. Subscribe to our channel to follow our journey. When faced with a challenge, look for a way, not a way out.
Okay guys, good morning. You guys are actually just starting to watch the video that we put out, the one we struggled with the computer, and I'm doing a little bit of, I want to do a bit of fairing. So before I've made my complete decision up on what we're doing with the epoxy based sort of the body filler, if you will, I do have another product here. Now I have basically half a bucket. I'll show you in there. Now this one here is the one that I used on the other side with the epoxy, on the other side of the test. Now you'll see that there is some white lumps in it. Now the white lumps, some of them are a bit, that one actually broke down quite nicely. Some of them are a little bit on the hard side and don't want to turn to dust. So what I'm going to do to make this slightly easier for sanding, we're going to do not really an experiment. I'm just going to change up the composition of that. It is good stuff, it's just slightly too hard to sand. So what I'm going to do, using a sieve and one of Erica's cooking bowls, turn this mic around, and one of Erica's cooking bowls. So I'm going to put this stuff through the sieve to get the harder white lumps. I'll probably remove some of them and get rid of definitely the ones that are a little bit harder. So I'm going to hopefully get some more of this stuff. There's a few areas on the boat. Let me just walk around and show you. So since the last episode, I have worked on a few areas, so let's go over here. This footage we've actually lost because it's stuck inside the other computer at the moment, so you don't get to see me putting these patches on. This is the area that had the factory fail that I ground back and repaired. These areas here were just small scratches. There was no fail behind them, so everything was good. I just rebuilt it. So I glassed them up. I think it was about 6 or 7 layers of glass in each one. And then while it was still wet and tacky, I went across with the fairing filler, the same one I just shown you in the bucket. I think you can actually see the small white dots. Can definitely see some of them, and you can actually see, well, if you can see it, I can definitely see it, the imperfections as you try to bring it across with a spreader. So this is why I want to put it through a sieve and to put it on. So this is all below the waterline, this areas, so I definitely want to start using the epoxy there before we make the decision on whether or not we're going to be going with the sticking with the polyester, or if we're going to crack on with the epoxy. So also, if anybody knows of a decent supplier, this stuff is very, very light. Here in the Dominican, we can get the adhesive filler very, very easily and very cheaply here. But like a fairing compound, more like this one, this we can't find here in the country. But since it's very light, we could actually ship it out to our Miami box pack address, get it shipped here quite cheaply with the postage cost. So if anyone knows of a good supplier that sells sort of buckets like this, we definitely need some. So let us know in the comments, guys, if you know of a good supplier. The West System stuff, yes, I'm a big fan of it. You see, I've been using it. But it's very, very expensive, and you only get very small amounts for large amounts of money. So I don't really want to go with that. I want to find somewhere with a cheap bucket of the stuff. So let me know. This is just demonstrating that stuff I've been mixing up. I suppose I should be talking to the camera instead of you.
Kind of putting it on thick, no?
It is a little bit thick at the minute. I'm gonna...
What about our fairing board? Have you not been using that yet?
Let's get the fairing board.
Yeah, they wiped all of it off.
Yeah, nearly.
You're gonna be able to use that again.
Yep.
Probably do a couple at once.
Well, we can. That one actually came out much better.
It's better. Let's do it again. Seems like you're wiping a lot off.
But I don't know how it's. That's good. That means that I put enough fiberglass on there.
So you don't need much.
I don't need as much as I thought I needed. That's the idea of the fairing board. Let's go to the other side of the boat because I've got another couple there. Let those dry off. Oh, there's one here. One up there.
Can you reach?
Oh, don't you give me crap.
That's gonna be way too much, no?
Oh, the high spot's not in the middle. That's it. A log, is it, babe?
Well, because it's brown colour. Have you spoken about the green?
No, I haven't. I haven't made my mind up yet.
To be honest, I think I have.
What's your decision?
I want it gone.
You want it gone? All of it, or just below the waterline?
Below the waterline.
Oh.
Even though we have the barrier coat, we've got a lot of comments saying that if it flexes and cracks, then nothing is completely watertight. So over.
No one's going to give us a really clear answer.
A lot of people have said your boat, your decision,
Yeah.
which is fair enough. So I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe someday someone wants to buy this boat from us when we pick up the next crazy project.
Oh God, don't tell me we have to do this again.
For sure.
Not anytime soon. This is home for a while, yeah?
Yeah.
Gracias. Someone's getting sticky fingers.
Yeah.
So the name of the channel, Barefoot, actually part of the reason was this. So where we met in Fiji, we were working at, well, Davey was working on an island called Barefoot Quata. Oh.
Get on there. I'm making him mad.
Because you're trying to do it too quickly. Why are you going that way?
Why not? Same boat, right? Alright.
So it's back to working on the hole that Davey cut in the boat. It is a nice day today, so we're trying to get as much finished as possible. Alright, so good morning guys. Today's Friday.
Today's Friday. Today's video will be uploaded shortly. We are struggling with technology.
Technology has not been our friend this week. But I just wanted to do a massive shout out to the couple people who've sent a couple donations our way. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to help out a little bit.
It's unbelievable. It's going to help out a lot. So thank you very much. We really greatly appreciate it. As we are still here in the Dominican Republic, things tend to move slowly. So we are trying to fix the laptop, but we're in a different type of country, so things tend to move slowly. and it's always mañana, mañana, mañana. So we'll keep you updated on the laptop situation.
Made a final decision on the polyester fairing filler that we put on the boat. And the decision is made. We're going to remove it. There's only 2 patches. You can see this is the biggest one on this side. This is both above and below. It's a long fix. And we have one of the, as Erica calls them, circles on the other side. She hates the circles. Every time we film anything, don't film another circle of fiberglass. But anyway, so I am going to get the grinder on those. Probably not today, but I'm going to get the grinder and the sander out, get rid of that, and rebuild them up with an epoxy base. Today,
and sorry guys, did you notice
weather?
It's a blue sky?
Okay, so the weather forecast for the next few days is not good, but this morning it looks very positive. So I'm going to be, Erica's heading into town quickly, pick up some supplies, and I'm going to be jumping up there and trying to make the form from the inside so that we can get some glass over this area so it stops raining inside the boat.
Thank God! Woohoo! So our first question for this episode is, how many other sailing YouTube channels have we been featured on or shown a little cameo on?
I spent a bit of time with.
Yeah. So I guess we should start from the beginning. So Lady
K was the first one because it came down the ICW.
Then there's Sailing Uma. We met in the Bahamas. We spent about almost a month with them.
Yeah, we spent quite a bit of time with them.
We met Beau and Brandy there.
Also Music and Lyrics, we met there and also spent a lot of time with them here.
Yeah. Bums on a Boat, we met them here. Project Atticus, we met them in Grand Cayman, as well as Sailing into Freedom and Parlay Revival. They were in Grand Cayman as well.
Yeah. Who else is there? There was who was that little boat? The French Canadians.
The French Canadians. I don't know how to pronounce their channel name.
It's got a French name. There's another one. Sailing Zatara.
Sailing Zatara, we met in, where was that?
I had a massive part in that. I actually untied a rope.
That was Great Inagua when we were in Matthewtown,
yeah.
I believe, just before we jumped off to Jamaica. They were heading off to then
They're going to go down to the canal and through.
And then through, yeah.
I'm sure there's another couple, to be honest.
Well, it was funny, when we were in Charleston, in the States, we were actually anchored behind La Vagabond for about a week and a half before we even noticed that it was their boat.
We can't say we met them though.
No, we can't say we met them, but we were
Riley
anchored
was on
behind
board,
them.
but we didn't actually have a beer or go aboard or anything.
Yeah. So we have actually met quite a few of them, and a lot of them are fantastic people and great friends.
Great friends even to this day that we speak to.
So, and today actually I saw on our Instagram, you know how it tells you previous year memories?
Memories, yeah.
On Facebook. So 3 years ago, we were actually saying goodbye to Sailing Uma. So Dan and Kika, if you're watching this, massive hello. We miss you guys.
And happy birthday, Kika. For belated, it was a couple of days ago, but we remember when we were all together, we were just about to part ways and we had your birthday party on your boat. I think we sang happy birthday down the radio, didn't we, before we came over? Fun times, lots of fun times.
And our next question for this episode, we get this one quite a bit. So, how much is actually left to do on the boat?
Yeah, so as you know, we are current, we produce videos week by week. So what you see is what you get, that's where we're at. We're not going to do a live update and it will suddenly be in the water. There's still quite a bit of glassing to do. We've done most of the stuff below the waterline now, apart from both keels. Yeah. But as you know, we're waiting on the jack stands, but we have been promised that they have been paid for and they are being made as we speak. So let's see if that actually happens.
Yeah. So next question for this episode. Is it feasible to buy a hurricane damaged boat, fix it up, and is it feasible? That was the question.
We do get that a lot. To be honest, I'm speaking with a few people that message me through Messenger. Long conversations back and forth. They're considering this boat, would I have a little look at the listing and that sort of stuff. I'd say it's only feasible if you can do at least 80% of the work yourself. If you're not able to do at least that amount yourself and you have to put everything into a yard to be done, forget it. Yeah. I suppose every boat is different, every project is different. If you've just got one little dent in it,
it's different,
but then the boat's not going to be at the price range that everyone's talking about with hurricane damaged boats. So if you've got the wits about you and a little bit of skills, everything else can be learnt along the way. As long as you're pretty handy and you're willing to put in 80%, I'd say that's a good start if you're going to try and attempt something like this.
And what did the previous owner of this one say? You're going to have big kahunas?
Big kahunas to move it. Yeah. I asked about moving it 1,000 miles. Yeah, no problem, as long as you've got big kahunas.
Alright, with that guys, we'll leave you for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more.
Thanks guys.